David, good to see you. 2 weeks out from opening night. It's getting exciting. What's your latest update you got for us?
Yeah, well, with 14, 15 sleeps to go, Ronald, it is getting very exciting. The volunteer effort around this club has just been extraordinary to me. I've calculated, I reckon, that volunteers, including board members, have put in about 3,000 hours of their own time to put together just what's going to be a great game night one. And beyond that, the floor has arrived. The brand new floor purchased by the Doon Entertainment Centre has arrived, and I gather is going to be put down for the first time next week. So hopefully Chargers TV will be able to join me out there and have a look at the new floor. And look, what's really exciting is tickets are now on sale. I encourage everyone to either download the What's On In app or go direct to Ticketmaster to secure your tickets. Tickets will also be available on the door. We know Tasmanians, we know they make decisions late, but tickets will also be available on the door. But for the very best seats, you're going to want to go and pre-purchase them.
Also, too, I believe you can go to Cementainment in town.
Right,
that is the Ticketmaster outlet, so if you're in town you can go into
Centre Entertainment. That's a great bit of knowledge I didn't even know myself, Ronald, so good stuff.
I only found out last night, to be quite honest, but it's good that we've got another outlet. So you talk about ticket sales. Do you have a rough idea of how that's going at the moment?
Ticket sales are going really well. I'm confident we're going to have a great crowd on game night one. Look, Tasmanians do make decisions late, there's no doubt about that. So I encourage everyone, if you want a great seat, get in early and get those tickets bought now because they are selling really well.
The breakfast the day before, so we're going to have our season launch on the 24th, to Friday morning down the DEC. Obviously we want people to attend that, and also corporate as well too.
Yeah, look, the season launch breakfast is the Michael Johns breakfast. One of the things we want to do at the club this year is honour the past and plan for a great future. We're honouring Michael Johns, who was a great stalwart of the Devils and was instrumental in getting the Devils out to the Doon Entertainment Centre. So it seems appropriate with the first time in 21 years that top flight basketball is back at the home of basketball, if you like, in southern Tasmania, that we're honouring Michael Johns with that breakfast. Now, the breakfast will be the first chance for supporters and corporate supporters to get a look at the teams, to get a look at the new uniforms, to get a look at the floor in position, to in fact walk the floor and even shoot some hoops on the floor before game night one. So that's going to be pretty exciting. We'll have a bit of time to talk to the coaches and hear about how the teams are shaping up. So it'll be a great sneak peek intro for any Chargers fan to come along, and that's Friday morning at 7:30 a.m. on March the 24th.
You mentioned about our volunteers and the board, and over thousands of hours being put in at the moment to get this happening. How's everyone feeling?
Well, look, I think including Chargers TV and the hundreds of hours that I know Chargers TV puts in as a volunteer effort to spread the good word, thousands of hours of volunteer effort has been put in. I think people are, one, a little exhausted, but two, with 14, 15 days to go, I think they're actually really excited. The to-do list is finally starting to get shorter rather than longer, and I think people are starting to feel right across the board, right across the volunteer members and the membership of the club are starting to feel pretty excited about game night one. We're going to have some really great things for our paid up members on game night one. Any person who's a paid up member can come to the game, buy their ticket. When they get there, they'll get their full membership kit, which will include badge, will include some merchandise specifically for members, and there'll be a merchandise stand there at game night one for others to buy caps and t-shirts and join the stampede that way.
And we're also always on the lookout for volunteers. We can never be short of volunteers. So what do you say to that, Dave?
Yeah, look, the volunteers we've got are great, but we always need more. And truth is, volunteers work really hard. Sometimes they need a break, and we need more to replace them with. There's been some great people putting their hand up to do ushering on the night, to work the merchandise stand on the night, to work the scoreboard and the scoring bench, of course, on the night. Chargers TV TV will be there on the night, of course. So there's a lot of people putting in some volunteer effort. And on top of that, we're going to have some great new game night entertainment. As I've said before, the Rhino Horns will be making their debut. This is a 16-piece brass band that'll be playing at every Hobart Chargers home game, and that's going to add great atmosphere and lots of fun. We've got a new DJ starting as well, so that he'll be, Mark Doreen will be spinning the discs and making sure the crowd's pumped up with some music. We'll have Rex the Rhino making his debut. There's been some sneak peeks floating around the internet of Rex the Rhino, but Rex the Rhino, our new Chargers mascot, will be making his debut on Game Night 1, and I know that he's going to be a great favourite with the kiddies. He's going to be sponsored by our friends at Zone 3 Laser Tag, and there'll be plenty of giveaways as well from Rex the Rhino.
You talk about, I know you talked about this earlier on, trying to get back into the schools and get participation level up. So what is the plan for getting the Chargers involved and getting out to the schools?
Well, I first have to do a bit of a hat tip and acknowledgement of our friends at Basketball Tasmania and our friends at the clubs and cams around southern Tasmania, and also our friends at St Luke's Health, because the three of those organisations have been really helpful financially in getting us back into our schools program. They've just been fantastic partners to work with, all three of them. And that means, I've got to say, we were planning to run about 100 clinics this year in schools with about 5,000 kids in attendance in our coaching clinics from the Chargers, which would be probably close to 10 times the amount we did last year, perhaps. But in doing that, what we're finding in just the early promotion in schools is we've already booked 200 clinics and close to 8,000 kids are going to be involved in Chargers clinics, together with Basketball Tasmania, together with the Southern clubs and cams. But that just augurs so well for the sport. What it looks like to me is basketball is on the rise. The kids in the schools, are watching NBA, they're watching NBL, they want to play, and coaching is one of the things we can offer, of course, in clinics. The other thing that we want to work together with Basketball Tasmania and the state government is building more facilities. We just don't have the facilities and the courts in southern Tasmania to cope with the capacity of kids wanting to play. So I know the government is really interested in having conversation with the basketball community, and the great thing that I think we've achieved already this year is Basketball Tasmania, the Hobart Chargers, all of the southern cams and clubs speaking with one voice to government about what we need to grow the sport. That's when government's going to listen.
And when are coaches Anthony Stewart and Dwayne Davey going to make some announcements on further signings for both men's and women's teams?
Look, next week you can expect to see our two men's imports arrive in Tasmania, and we'll be taking them out to meet the people. And I'm fully expecting too that in the next week or so we'll have some further announcements for the women's team. I suspect in the very last week leading up to the game, Mathang Muo, our signing from the Brisbane Bullets, will come and join us. He's in fact playing in a international roster, African roster, international competition before he comes to Hobart, hence his delay into Hobart. And then, of course, we've got one men's signing still to announce that's going to be a really high-profile signing from the NBL. A former MVP from the NBL is going to come and join us for the first 3 or 4 home games in Hobart, and that's going to be really exciting too. Watch this space for that one, I think, in the week before Game Night 1.
Exciting times ahead, David, and we're 15 days out from opening night, and really good to catch up with you today, and thanks for your time.
Well, thanks to you, Ronald, and thanks for all the help from Chargers TV, getting the message out there. Go Chargers, join the Stampede, get to Ticketmaster, get to What's On In app and buy your tickets.